we're just gonna keep moving right along. So this is my primer, foundation, and concealer drawer. I also have some foundation on little shelves on the wall, but yeah, let's just start with the primers I have in here. I also have primers on the wall too. We'll go over those. So I have the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer in Illuminating, which I really do love. I have a few primers that are moisturizers as well, and this is what I will use when I'm getting ready for work. You know, I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup, so this saves me a step. This is the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Primer. Love this one. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, which I love. As you can see, it's almost empty. This is also primer and moisturizer in one. This is the LMS Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. Okay. We have the Touchy the Silk Canvas. This is the Smashbox The Mindful 5 Nourishing Face Primer Serum. Probably my all-time favorite primer. This is the Farsali Liquid Glass. I also have the Farsali Skin Tune Blur, which is probably my second favorite. Okay, then I have the No Problem Prime Essence Primer. This is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, which I love. It's the most gorgeous illuminating primer. So I don't think this is really a primer, but this is the iconic Radiance Booster, but I will use it either before my foundation, or sometimes I'll mix it in with my foundation. Let me show you. You can see it's really illuminating. It's really thick as well. Then we have this Glow Recipe Plum Plump Hyaluronic Serum. So this is like a mixture of serum and a primer. I've really been liking this. Another primer I've really been liking is this Rodeo Soft Focus Glow Drops. This is another illuminating primer, but it's very lightweight, but it still gives you a nice glow. It's also very hydrating. Okay, then I have the Tatcha the Liquid Silk Canvas. I have the Touch and Soul No Problem primer, which I really love. It's like a silicone based primer. It feels very smooth going on. I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I do like this, but I feel like it would work better for someone with oily skin. And then this is the Becca, what's it called? First Light Priming Filter. Not my favorite primer. I don't even know how to explain it. I just don't feel like it does much. I don't know what it's really supposed to do, but okay, so those are the primers. Okay, let's talk about some foundation and concealers. I do have some shelves on my wall, and that's where a lot of my foundations are, but there are some in here. So let me go through my stick foundations first. So first is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation. I love this foundation. I swear it is a dupe for the Makeup Forever HD foundation stick. Okay, then we have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick, and this is in Angel Food Cake. I do like this one. This is the one that I use mostly on a daily basis. Yeah. Now, if I'm like going out or going somewhere fancy, special, I will break out my favorite foundation, which is the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick. This is in linen. Then I have this Tracy foundation stick, and I believe I got this from Backstage. It's okay. It's not my favorite foundation stick, but it does a pretty good job. Okay, so I have another Hourglass one. Okay. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This is in 1W. I really do like this. It's a nice lightweight but full coverage foundation. My newest obsession is the Denise Merrick's Vision Cream Cover 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. Now, this baby is full coverage, but it gives your skin the most amazing finish. Okay, this is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation in Ivory. This is a good foundation. It is very thick though, and very full coverage. It's definitely something I would wear more in the winter time because it is pretty heavy. Oh, I forgot another foundation stick I have. This is the Lancome Taint Idol Ultra Wear, and this is in Ivory. And this is a good foundation stick as well. I believe it has, yeah. I never use these though. Okay. I wore this last night at work, one of my favorite foundations. This is the YSL All Hours Foundation, 24-hour wear, flawless matte full coverage, and that is truly what it is. It is full coverage, and this baby does not go anywhere. Now we have the YSL Touchy Le Taint Radiance Awakening Foundation. This is a foundation that I love to use like in the spring and summer months because it's very lightweight, it's illuminating. I'd say this is a medium coverage. This color is a little dark for me. It's in B20 Ivory, but I adore this foundation. Next is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Foundation. This is in 2 Neutral. I love this. Full coverage, natural matte, and I love that it's only $44 when, you know, a lot of these other foundations can be like $50 to $65. Okay, there's a couple of foundations that I wear for work because they are waterproof and they last super long, and this is one of them. This is the Dior Undercover 24-hour full coverage foundation, and this is in 010. And this, it's a beautiful natural matte finish, and it does not go anywhere. Then we have probably one of my favorite Radiant Finish foundations, which is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I would say this is medium coverage, but it can be built up to full coverage. Like, I love it so much, I have a backup. So another one of the foundations that I wear at work is this Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Basically, any of the foundations that say 24-hour are usually waterproof, and those are the ones that I wear at work. And this is in linen. But I do like this because it has a radiant finish, and I've gotten so many compliments when I wear this. Oh, this foundation I adore so much. It's become one of my favorite foundations. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. So this is in LG3. I really like that it has a pump, and then it also has a doe foot if you wanted to use it as a concealer, but I just use it for a foundation. And then this is a very new purchase to me, but I think it's become like one of, if not my favorite foundations. This is the Dior Air Flash Spray Foundation, water resistant, 12-hour wear. I got this in 1W. So the way I wear this is I will put some of a stick foundation on, and then I will spray my brush with this and buff out the cream foundation, and it is amazing. Okay, concealers. This is one of my favorite concealers, even though it's super cheap. This is the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. Super full coverage, blends out beautifully, love it. This I also love. This is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. This is in Marshmallow. This is probably either the first or second fullest coverage concealer that I have. The only thing I don't like about it is the applicator. It's either not enough comes out or too much comes out. So I'll usually put it on a little mixing plate and then use a brush to apply it. Okay. Next, we'll talk about, this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. I got it in Zero Neutral. It's a very thin formula, and it's not as full coverage as I would like. I would say it's a more medium coverage. So if you're looking for something that's not so heavy or not so full coverage, this would be a good concealer for you. Okay, now this is probably the most full coverage concealer. This is the Lancome Taint Idol Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer, and I got it in Ivory. And what I like to do is I also have this same thing, but this is in Universal Highlighter. So I actually like to mix these together and make it like a radiant concealer. This is the Da Vinci Power Fabric Concealer in shade 1. It's a really nice concealer. Very smooth, creamy, blends out nice, but I mean, it's not like super impressive. Another concealer I love and is very affordable is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is in Fair 4. I used to have like 4 or 5 of them, and I have used them all. Okay, then we have the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer. This is in 07 Light. I got this in a boxy charm, I believe. It's a good concealer. Not my favorite, but it's good. I am obsessed with this concealer. This is the Marc Jacobs Accomplice concealer, and this is in Fair 16. So it is a cream stick concealer, but it goes on so gorgeous. It just gives the most flawless finish. I did recently pick up the Jacqueline Perfecting Concealer, and this is in Ferrous Neutral. The formula reminds me a lot of the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. So, I mean, if you're gonna buy one, I would obviously go with the cheaper one, which is the Colourpop one, but it's good. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and this is in C1, and this is also a very good, affordable concealer. It reminds me a lot of Shape Tape. So speaking of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And then this is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet High Coverage 24-Hour Multi-Use Concealer. You can see how much I've used of this. It's almost empty. This is what I've been wearing to work as well. Anything that's 24-hour, yeah, I wear it for work, but it is so full coverage. Not the easiest to blend out, but I do really like it. Okay, let's talk about some powders. So, this is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder in Original, and this is just a great translucent powder. Probably one of my favorite setting powders is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and this is in Cupcake, which is my favorite one because it's like skin toned. You can see that's almost empty as well. I do have it in Sugar Cookie, which is a translucent one as well. But it's just super light, like lighter than a translucent. Next this is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. I really like this powder, and it's kind of crazy because when you put it on, it almost feels wet, but it's like very like hydrating and refreshing powder. This is also at the top of my list for powders. This is the Tatcha the Silk Powder. I love it. Next is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is a gorgeous setting powder. The only thing is it doesn't work with every concealer. Oh, there's a concealer I forgot to mention. This is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. So these actually don't work well together. When I try to set it with this powder, it becomes patchy. So just keep that in mind. This is the Jeffree Star, what's it called? I don't know, setting powder in Fair. And I really do like this powder. It was at the bottom of, so I haven't used it in a minute, but I'm gonna have to start using it because I really do like it. Next is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. And this is actually in the lavender shade. So this is really good for brightening. I won't set my concealer with it. I'll set it with like a translucent or another type of setting powder. And then I'll put this under my eyes to brighten. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Genius Magic Powder. And this is in number 1 Fair. So this is a radiant powder. So this is another one I won't set my concealer with directly, but I'll put this under my eyes, on my forehead, my chin, or I'll use it to buff. And it's just a gorgeous radiant powder. Another radiant powder that I really do love is the Jaclyn Luminous Powder, and it's in Jumi. You can see I'm getting pretty close to the bottom. Another radiant powder is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, but this is in gold. Now, while the other radiant powders kind of have like maybe a champagne type of undertone, this has more of a gold undertone, but it is stunning. And it is super, super illuminating. You can see that. So this is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. I was looking for a good like buffing powder that wasn't too expensive. This is very nice. It's very smooth. It's not too illuminating though. Not as much as I would like. But for buffing, my favorite thing to use is this Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. Now, I don't use this to set my concealer or anything. I just take a big fluffy brush and go all over my face after my makeup's done before my setting spray. This is Terry Hydra Care Setting Powder in Colorless. I think I got this in either Ipsy or BoxyCharm. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. It's like too white. It makes me look more of a ghost than I already am. And this is the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Color Correcting Foundation in Porcelain. And this is a very pretty powder. And this is another one I will use to either set my whole face after I've used the setting powder to set my concealer, or to buff. And then this is Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. And this honestly is like the perfect setting powder. I really do love this one. Alright, so next I'll go through like lashes and mascara and maybe some brow stuff. Alright guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.